Welcome, everyone, to a truly unique deep dive today. We're not looking at dense research papers this time. Instead, we're unpacking something, well, surprisingly rich. It's the summer holiday homework packet for grade 1 students, specifically from Shivalik Public School for the 2025-2026 session. Our mission here is to sort of extract the subtle design choices, maybe some surprising nuggets of knowledge, hidden in what looks like just a simple school assignment.
Yeah, and what's genuinely fascinating right from the start is that opening message. It's addressed to dear students and parents. And it frames the summer break not just as, time off, but as a wonderful opportunity to keep our minds active and curious. Talks about aiming for a joyful blend of rest, recreation, and learning. That really sets an intentional tone, doesn't it? Preparing everyone for a purposeful holiday.
It really does. Okay, so let's peel back the layers a bit. The important guidelines section. It immediately lays out a very clear structure. We see the expected things like revising work from April and May, learning Spell Bee Sheet 1, standard stuff. But here's something that genuinely caught my eye. A portfolio file folder, and it's explicitly called a compulsory graded activity for grade 1 holiday homework. That seems quite significant.
It absolutely is. It's quite a statement. Because this isn't just about collecting worksheets, is it? It feels like a very subtle, very early introduction to curating your own learning, teaching presentation, maybe even self-reflection at an age where, most kids are just scribbling. It sets a precedent. Though you do have to wonder.
Wonder what?
Well, if the graded aspect might put a bit too much pressure on the parents, does it accidentally become their graded project? That's a potential downside.
That's a really valid point. That tension between early discipline and keeping it light and fun. Okay, shifting from the structure to the actual activities, the reading task really stood out to me. Little kids, grade 1, choose a short story, note down new words, and then they display them in a colorful word tree on chart paper. My summer homework was like endless math sheets. This sounds like a different world.
Oh, completely different. And it's more than just visual learning.
Right.
It really taps into that concrete operational stage Piaget talked about. For first graders, abstract things like vocabulary. They grasp them better when they're linked to something tangible, something sensory, like using colors, physically making something. It turns language learning into this active, kind of artistic process, grounded in their world.
Right, active and artistic. And building on that hands-on idea, what about the My Plant Buddy activity? For World Environment Day, June 5th, kids plant a seed, they name their plant, draw its progress each week. And parents can even help take photos of the child watering it or, get this, talking to the plant.
Yeah, that's experiential learning at its best, I think. It nurtures that early sense of environmental stewardship, of responsibility. By directly caring for something living, children develop empathy. They get a real, concrete understanding of how things are connected. Imagine the chats at home, how's Sparky the sunflower today? Those little moments are probably far more impactful than just reading about plants. It's laying groundwork.
Definitely laying groundwork. Okay, we've seen individual tasks, but what about fostering independence, choice? That brings us to the projects section. This feels like the centerpiece, almost. Students get a real taste of picking their own path here. They have to choose one option out of 2. For example, in English, some roll numbers could do a My Happy Family scrapbook or a weekly action tracker with smileys.
And that element of choice is so powerful, even this early. What's really profound here is how the school is integrating learner agency, right from grade 1. It's not just about doing what you're told. By offering choice, even a simple one, they're nurturing that internal motivation. They're showing kids their preferences actually matter, which is, fundamental for lifelong learning.
Absolutely. And finally, there's this activity linked to Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat, which, for listeners who might not know, is a big government initiative in India. It's about fostering cultural understanding between different states by pairing them up. And for these first graders, it's simplified right down, just marking and coloring their 2 paired states, Punjab and Andhra Pradesh, on a map.
It's quite intriguing, isn't it, how a national integration program, something about mutual understanding across states, is being introduced to 6-year-olds through a simple map task. It's like an early seed of civic understanding, a very visual, simple primer on national diversity. It really shows how primary education can be that foundation for, cultural literacy later on.
So after looking at all these pieces, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, I think this deep dive really shows how even something that seems as mundane as summer homework can actually be this meticulously designed blend. It mixes revision with creative exploration, hints of early critical thinking, and even civic engagement. It's not just about keeping minds active, as the intro message said. It seems aimed at genuinely fostering curiosity and maybe a sense of connection to learning, to nature, even to the wider country, all using solid pedagogical ideas.
Which leaves us with a thought to ponder, perhaps. What other surprising ways are foundational concepts, everything from language structure to civic duty, being introduced to our youngest learners, often in tasks that seem, on the surface, incredibly simple, like this summer homework? Something to think about.